Today's sponsors are ICAT, Secate, Impact, and Adi Solution. Our webinar host is Career Promoter. Our communitycareerpromoter.org is the website. I encourage you to visit the website. The mission of Career Promoter is to inspire you to achieve your highest human potential. And the vision is to achieve a decent quality of life, and you contribute to your community, and you are a positive force as a global citizen. Community Career Promoter engages the best talent for the common good and is inclusive and serves all, and connect people with local career resources. Next, I will invite Dr. Gabe. He has a message for us from Career Promoter. Dr. Gabe, please continue.
Thank you so much, Yon. Thank you for your for moderating, and also for volunteering, and also for sponsoring our career advancement club. So the big message from Career Promoter is for people who are seeking advancement is to do one thing, which is anyone who is seeking advancement, career advancement, is to visit their nearest American Job Center. There are 2,500 American Job Centers throughout America, which means near you there is an American Job Center, wherever you are located, whether you are in Texas, New York, Washington, D.C., Georgia, Virginia, anywhere you are, there is an American Job Center near you. So we encourage you to go to the nearest American Job Center. Why? Guess what? The American Job Center is funded by your tax dollars, and you might as well take advantage of it. So that's our single most important message, is to use the resources around you for your advancement. Next slide. Well, like nowadays, because of COVID and, whatever other reasons, visiting the American Job Center physically may not be something you want to do. You can visit the American Job Center virtually. And the website is careeronesource, I believe I'm right, careeronesource.org. And you go to this site, and one of the things you can do there is you can do your career assessment. You can just type, assess your career, and you can learn more about your own passion and what opportunities and your aptitude. So that's one thing you can do online, and you can get the response right away. And also, people who seek advancement, most of the time, you may need training that leads to certification. And at this site, you can find training resources that are either free or low cost that you can access, get trained, get certified, and get your career advancement. So all of these resources are available at the American Job Center virtual site. Next slide. Yeah, I think we covered the training. So all the things you need, you can either visit the American Job Center in person, or you can visit them virtually and get all the resources that you desire for your career advancement. Sion, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share.
Thank you for sharing, Dr. Gabe. I will say a little bit about each sponsor. One of our sponsors is Secate. They are the top in career coaching. They will help find your sweet spot and find what opportunities exist. And we have ICAT, which is great in human capital company that improves organizational performance. And we have Adi Solutions. They can help in a lot of services with the website development, print and online promotion, and so forth. and also impact, that's here to service our community with the website development and also with the with management and IT solutions. And I'll go over with the webinar tools for you to use. Make sure to use the unmute when you need to speak, but it might be all unmuted at the beginning, but when you have question, you can raise your hand, or you can use the chat room to have some comment if you have any comments or questions. And I will present Marta to the stage. She will have her interview today. Marta, if you want to take over, thank you. Marta, are you muted?
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I was talking and nobody. Okay, thank you very much. Welcome to the Employment Club. My name is Marta Nagash, and I'm going to be sharing the career tip tonight. So when we talk about career and employment, it involves a lot of things. So today I chose to share some tips from a book by Daniel Goleman. He wrote a book about emotional intelligence. So hiring the best candidate usually requires more than just assessing the skill set. You know, interviewers must also determine the candidate's attitude towards overcoming obstacles and how passionate they are about achieving goals. So what are we talking about when we say that? We're talking about IQ and EQ. IQ means intelligence quotient, and then EQ means emotional quotient. It is simply what is more important in determining life success. It is book smarts or street smarts is the question, you know, to simply understand it. The difference between IQ and EQ. How are IQ and EQ measured and tested? You know, intelligence quotient or IQ is a number derived from a standardized intelligence test. That's all it is. Today, scores on most IQ tests are calculated by comparing the test taker's score to the average scores of other people in the same age group. So IQ represents abilities such as visual or spatial processing, knowledge of the world, fluid reasoning, working memory and short-term memory, and then quantitative reasoning. You know, I'm sure all of you have heard about, oh, he's very intelligent. He has high IQ, more than 150, whatever it might be. So that's what it measures. What is emotional intelligence? So emotional intelligence refers to a person's ability to perceive, control, evaluate, and express emotions. EQ is centered on abilities such as identifying emotions, evaluating how others feel, controlling one's own emotions, perceiving how others feel, and using emotions to facilitate social communication. Relating to others is considered emotional intelligence. So which is more important, IQ or EQ? At one point in time, you know, IQ was viewed as the primary determinant of success. People with the high IQs were assumed to be destined for life of accomplishment and achievement, and researchers debated whether intelligence was the product of genes or the environment. The nature, you know, versus nurture debate. So IQ is still recognized as an important element of success, particularly when it comes to academic achievement. People with high IQ typically do well in school, often earn more money, and tend to be healthier in general. But today's experts recognize that IQ is not the only determinant of life success. Many companies now mandate emotional intelligence training and use EQ tests as part of the hiring process. Research has found that individuals with strong leadership potential also tend to be more emotionally intelligent, suggesting that high EQ is an important quality of business leaders and managers. For example, one insurance company discovered that EQ could play a vital role in sales success. Sales agents who ranked lower on emotional intelligence abilities, such as empathy, initiative, and self-confidence, were found to sell policies with an average premium of $54,000. Agents who ranked highly on measures of EQ sold policies worth an average of $114,000. So, can emotional intelligence be learned? The answer is absolutely yes. Strategies for teaching emotional intelligence include character education, modeling positive behaviors, encouraging people to think about how others are feeling, and finding ways to be more empathetic and towards others. Life success is a result of many factors. So both IQ and EQ play roles in overall success, as well as health, wellness, and happiness. So hopefully we all will think about ourselves, our careers, and then think about how we behave at work, how we relate to others, how we engage with other team members. You know, there is always, it's not always a red carpet at work, but when we have issues, how do we deal with that? At home, with our friends, husband, wife, children, how do we deal with that? That's about emotional intelligence, because people go to school, to universities and everything, and then you learn technical stuff, whether it's banking, computer, HR, and you become very skilled and you come out. But then when you are in a workplace, it is more than that. So recognizing that, and that both are very important in success, to be successful in career, is very important. So having said that, now I'm gonna go to interview Kidist. Kidist, if you are there, you know, think about what we talked about, IQ and EQ, when you share your career experiences, because it comes in different ways. So first, you know, our interviewee today is Kidist. I would like you to introduce yourself, what you do, what your profession is, and then I will go to the questions.
Okay, thank you, Martha. My name is Kidist Ayala. I go by Katie, which is easier. Yeah. I've been in the banking industry over 15 years. I did all kind of job in the bank. Right now, I do manage a branch, and also I'm a commercial loan officer. And I process loan and I meet business clients, and I develop small business. And that's my daytime job. And then I do volunteer individually, personally, in quite a few places. And also I volunteer heavily through my company. So I always volunteer to see, I love people, that's my passion. And wherever people are, I go there, and then either I get paid or I volunteer my time.
Excellent.
And that's about me.
Thank you for sharing that. So 15 years in a banking industry. It happens to be my first job in the United States. How many years ago? I'm not saying how many months away, was banking. So I started as a teller and then became a customer service and everything. So I totally understand the environment you work in. What are the best insightful career tips that you received from others, Katie?
I would say That's really a good question. It's a big question. So
Mm-hmm.
the best tip I got is that I would say the three people in my life. In my early age back home, my dad was a main director for a big company, and my mom was a teacher. So you can imagine we have a leader and a teacher in the house.
Mm.
And so my dad always say, just think about what you can do the best and focus focus on your goal, and don't count the journey, how much it costs you, how much it will take you, because if you wanted to get to that goal, at any cost you will get there.
Mm.
So because he managed a big company, he been there for a long time. He worked there for over 40 years, but he was successful. So he will see people how they can grow. People who has a goal. If you have no goal, he said, you just come and go to work. Nobody will recognize you. So that was one of my biggest lesson in early age. And my mom is a teacher, was a teacher from grade school to high school. And she always tell us when she come home, she said, don't be just average student. She said, like, either be one of the top five smart student, or be the bad student, or be the one who makes a lot of noise and get in trouble. Don't be average. Nobody remember you. So she said, like, if you remember those kids after 20 years, 30 years, when they become a doctor, they come and visit her because she has a good connection with those. And then she said, like, if you are a bad student, the teacher want to know, why are you scoring low? There must be a problem. So someone want to help you. But if you're average, you're just average. Nobody will remember you. So she said, always stand up, stand out, and either do good or ask for help so people will remember you. So that was, I grown up with that motivation. And then when I started in banking, I started banking as a teller, as you said it, and I have no clue about banking. I don't even know what
Mm-hmm.
to do. So my first boss, she just really, really, really coached me more than being a boss. She was, I was a person, everything has to be perfect. Everything, the paper have to be in perfect place. I waste so much time. So she bought me a book that says, don't sweat on small stuff at work.
Mm.
She saw in me a lot of potential, but I was wasting my time in the wrong places. So she gave me that book. I read, my life changed, and that book is still on my desk. Every time I see that desk, this is, I'm talking about over 15 years. Every
Mm.
time I see it, I don't waste my time on nonsense. I will focus, what is my career, what is my goal. Sometimes there is a track, you go in and out, but if you have a goal, you go back. You don't change your vision, mission, or every time things doesn't go. So that three people in my life changed me big time. And because of those, my mom, my dad, and my former boss got me here.
Excellent. Thank you. So what do you think are also the career lessons that you learned that you believe the hard way? What are the lessons that you learned the hard way?
The hard way.
Maybe somebody gave you advice and you didn't take it, and then maybe you found other way of learning it.
Yeah, one thing was wasting time on small stuff.
Mm.
Because I said, I wish I met this lady early on when I came to America, because before I choose what I want to study, I choose like 2, 3 career before what I choose to management. So I would have figured it out then in my early age when I get here. So that I learned from mistake. And then after she told me, oh, that I saw in my life outside and work side, I do that. So that's one of the big thing I learned from mistake, and
Okay.
was corrected once I find out.
And corrected early so that, you know, it
Yeah,
helped you through your career.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. What are the career journeys or the milestones that you achieved throughout your career? It can be promotion, it can be changing careers. What are your milestones?
My milestones, I will say, like I said, I am a loan officer for a small business. really, I cannot say over my paycheck, because if there is no paycheck, I don't know if I can take the stress. But next to my paycheck, my milestone is when I see a small business start up a business, I help them in hand to hand, and then I help them from scratch, from writing a business plan to see them opening their business, and then I see them running their business. That is really, really my success there. I really love to see people growing in the business, and when I see them helping them in any way of on the banking side, that is my milestone.
Okay. So also you started banking 15 years ago. So I'm sure you are a loan officer and you have also grown in the other area of the banking. Or is it becoming a loan officer, maybe from the teller and then going through? Did you go through the stages of being a branch manager or customer service rep or whatever? Or did you go from being there to the loan department and doing loan processing?
Yeah, actually, I did. I started as a teller when I was in school, and I was jumping from one subject to another in college. But finally, I found my passion. An early age, my dad used to tell me I should be a judge or I should be a manager. I'm a middle child, so always either I get beat up for be a judge, or I be liked. Or so I went through a lot. so. So I always, but with the judge, I always get, I will take the burden because sometimes I worried. So I choose to go to the management side because I love people, I like managing, and I have my own style. I will be tough when I need to be. So I start as a teller. When I start as a teller, this the former manager saw me when I was a teller. She saw me the potential. So every 6 months I get a promotion. So I did teller job, teller supervisor, customer service assistant manager, then branch manager. Then
Excellent.
Yes, after branch manager, now I'm still a branch manager, but I start the loan portfolio on the side. So actually I do 2 jobs now and the 2 responsibilities. So what got me to that steps is, of course, I have a coach. Really, my manager was my coach, my life coach. But she seen the potential on me because once I set a goal, my dad teach me, don't put a price on your way, your journey. Just go for it. It doesn't matter how it goes. So when I was a teller, I always do a job ahead of a job above me so I can move up easily or I can get recognition. So I work hard. I show my passion. I love what I do, my dedication, and I have ambition. And I go always above, 1 grade above me, because if you do your job as you hired, who cares? Because it's expected. But I have to exceed the expectation of my boss. So next time position open, they see I want to grow.
Absolutely. Very good. One of the career tips that we shared last time was about promotion and doing above and beyond, not when you want to get promoted, but before you got promoted, so you are early on, very good in understanding that. And when people see you, you're already performing at a higher level. So they don't have to look for somebody else to promote. So you just go to the next step and the next step. That's very important to know, because a lot of people think, my manager has to promote me. I want to go to the next stage. But then, what you do, what people miss is you promote yourself by doing the harder thing, by volunteering and by taking higher assignments and everything like you have done. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question, what actions in the past, it might be very similar to what you said, but what actions in the past led you to secure jobs? In other words, what did you do right to secure jobs in the past? Which is very similar things, but if you have additional, you can say.
I would add for people who listen or for future, what I have seen is in America is a great country. There is opportunity for all of us. It doesn't matter what color or gender. But what is going to set us apart is I have to admit that if I have to work harder than any person, I will not look at the other person. I do my own. It means I will have my own commitment to myself. If a goal given to me, I will increase it by 50%, 25%, because I have to be better than others. Because I might be a minority because I'm a woman, black with accent, and being a foreigner. Maybe I'm not the first person to be chosen as regular. I don't mean going to the racial thing, but it's just the reality. We are women. So we have to show that I'm committed to my job, I'm committed to my career, I'm committed to what I do. So I always have a commitment to myself. And in the beginning of the year, I do my own goal. And I strive and to grow with the company. Also, like volunteering when I advise people volunteer in your company. No, I don't want to be a slave because they're already taking my time. I'm not getting paid enough. Or this person came and got promoted before me. So I ask, well, how long you been in there? They say like 10 years. What about the other person? 2 years? Doesn't that tell you something? So I will always do my own thing and then be a recognition when I do volunteering. I make sure the CEOs see me. I make sure I go and say hi. I want people to know my name above. And then when my success comes, they say like, I saw that lady, you know. I see her confidence. I see her set of her mind. You know, our mindset matters. So I would say commitment and confidence and strive.
Very good. So you said very important thing. You know, it's the same thing that I say. You know, I'm a woman. I have an accent. I am Black. I don't, you know, all these things are against me. So how do I make it happen? But as you said, when you do your job and you excel, people forget all those things. People forget and focus on the work. So it's good to avoid this victim mentality. I'm this, I'm that, and that's why they don't promote me. That's why they don't give me a raise or an increase. It's just focusing on the job and then doing above and beyond always takes us to the next level.
Yeah,
absolutely
and also,
good.
Yeah. Also, I just want to add on this. Yeah, sometimes it might be, might be true statement on those. Maybe people don't want to give us a promotion. Maybe I'm in the wrong place, or maybe they don't see in me. What I do is that if that happens, I tell people, so even you don't get the job, do the job that you didn't get. Take the responsibility and do it by yourself, or practice at least. If you don't get a job there, you add a value to your resume. You can say, I have done this.
Absolutely. Thank you. So what advice would you give to your younger version?
I can't say, I think all of the above.
All of the above is good. You won't change anything. Okay.
Yeah, I will add only maybe for the younger version, because as a branch manager, I hire people. So I hire people for my own branch, and if there is other branches don't have a manager, or my manager has 24 branches, 24 or 26 branches. So if he's not available, he chooses me to interview for him. And so that it's extra work. I can't say I don't want to do it. Why do I do it? I don't get paid. But he chose me. That make me feel good, because he has another 24, 20 something branch manager, but he chose me to interview because he knows what kind of job I do. So when I interview, I have seen, especially like us foreigners who are not born here, they shy away from selling ourselves. So I will say, for younger version, just set a goal and sell yourself. Be passionate and love what you do. Even if you don't like what you do, just love it. At least it will end up for resume. I don't do it right there. And then have confidence and never stop learning.
Yeah. Very good, very good. One manager, when I came to the US, and I told you I was working at a bank, I had a job there. And the first feedback that she gave me was one time, you know, it's cultural. Like in Ethiopia, when we talk to people, we don't look up and we don't look at their eyes. It's a sign of rudeness. So she said, Marta, you're always shy. And that was an awakening to me. I said, shy? I said, I'm not. She said, but you're looking down every time I talk to you. Why are you hiding? I said, because it's cultural. You know, if I look at you, it's considered rude because you're my boss. She said, oh, no, not here in America. So I never, from that day forward, I always look up because they think you're shy. They also think that you're hiding something. So it's a cultural thing. It's what we talked about, emotional intelligence, and knowing the culture. People who, who came from other countries to the United States like us, learning different cultures and how people communicate, the gesture, the greetings, and everything is very different. And there's nothing wrong to learn new way of living. So that's a very important point. Yes, it's acceptable in Ethiopia, but it's not maybe acceptable here in the United States. So knowing that is very important. So what career-related questions are you still seeking to get an answer to? If there are any, are you still searching for an answer in terms of career growth or career advancement, or you're pretty much, set up, you're learning as you go? Is there anything you can share there?
The only thing is that I like involving in small business. So I want to see myself, and I wonder what it looks like a commercial side. The commercial side is in a large scale. So I have to develop my presentation, and because when it's a larger, it's going to be corporate. So my goal is next year, with God willing, with this COVID, is because this year was my goal to go with the commercial department. As I said, I always do ahead of time. So I volunteer to go with, so the commercial department, they already accept me. They're happy because I said, can I come with you guys and work one day? I don't have to be in your department. I am on retail side with small business. So my career, I want to develop this on the commercial side. I want to see how the corporate world works, how their mind works, and how they develop this amazing management skill, marketing skill, how they connect the dot to the point. It seems like one person own. Like when you see Walmart, when you see Macy's, all those big companies, everybody goes paid in the commercial. I get amazed on that. So I don't know if I'm gonna like it because there is no one-on-one kind of person, but I want to see the commercial side.
Excellent. Thank you, Katie, for sharing your career success story. It's an amazing story, an amazing way, 15 years, and then, getting to where you are and helping people is really a very good success. I appreciate you. So now we go to the questions, to the chat room. Zion, if you have anyone who has questions, will be able to answer. You can ask me, you can ask Gabe, you can ask Katie, and let's see where we go from here.
Thank you so much, Marta. It was an amazing interview. Thank you, Kitty. I learned a lot, and I'm sure our participants are happy and they're learning a lot like me. We have a question here on the chat about the IQ and the EQ.
Okay.
That Marta, you shared us. I think, yeah, it's from Gabe actually. What are the situations where one form of intelligence is more important than the other, comparing the IQ and the EQ, assuming we both have it?
Assuming we both have it. So when you go to a company and you interview, you're interviewing for your skill set, right? Let's say you are a computer programmer. So the managers want to know whether you have the skills to program a computer or if you have that IT skills, which is your IQ side of things. So they will ask you questions. Can you do this? Can you do that? How do you solve this problem when this happens, when that happens? And then they will also ask you questions. The behavioral questions are mostly leading to the EQ part of the person. So they will ask questions like, how would you solve a problem if you have an issue with your colleague when you're working on your project, and things like that. So both are important. And then they also ask you a lot of questions to determine whether you're going to be a good fit for their company culture, because if you are not a good fit, you're not going to be able to work with other people. Even though your IQ score might be 150 and over and 200, you know how to do it, but then you don't know how to work with people. So I say both skills are important in every job, but mostly managers, customer service representatives, salespeople, lawyers, and people who work with people every day, have to have empathy, understanding, respect. For those type of profession, EQ is very important. And also knowing, of course, what they need to do. A lot of people who are working on computer stuff, and they're not communicating with a lot of people and programming and stuff like that, maybe they can get away with lesser EQ and higher IQ type of things. So it's the balance, but it depends on the type of job that you do. If you're working with people every day, you better know how to communicate with people, and you will have a lot of disagreements. How would you overcome that? How would you talk to these people? How do you influence without authority? How do you get your things? If you have an idea in a meeting, for instance, and you want to push through, how do you convince other people to take your ideas? You have to have this EQ intelligence. We call it street smart, as I say in the beginning, to succeed. So it's a balance.
It's a balance. Yes. Thank you. That's a great answer. Thank you so much. We have a couple more questions. Bear with me. There is another question about what aspect of your culture do you keep or eliminate?
That is a very good question. So if it helps you succeed at work, in life, keep it. If it doesn't mean you dismiss it because you live in the community. For instance, we talk about us, Ethiopians. We have a lot of culture that's not welcomed with other people. So it doesn't mean you have to let it go. For instance, when you go, when you're in a bus and you see someone elder standing there, we all get up and then give a seat to the other person, right? It's not normal, or it's not the norm in America. Don't let it go. They might laugh at you, or they might whatever. So keep it. So we have a lot of things. If it is hurting you, then you have to let it go. Like the shyness. That was the first day that she told me that. It was maybe 6 months after I came, I got a job and I'm a teller and I'm working. When she said shy, I've never considered myself to be shy. I said, what do you mean I'm shy? Because you don't look at me. So that's something I let go completely. But when I go to Ethiopia and I talk to, the elder people and the big bosses, it doesn't mean I will look down, but I give the same cue of respect, cultural respect to other people, because it's important in Ethiopia. So determine, is it helping you or hurting you? And then let go of it. That's my advice.
Wow, very, very true. Sometimes I remember in our culture, when somebody is quiet, it's kind of praised, to be quiet and shy. And somebody too much, it's kind of not acceptable. But when someone talks better, it's a good quality here in America, and expressing yourself is very important. Thank you so much for answering that. There's another question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, to expand on what you said, especially in a meeting environment. I see that a lot of us from different countries, including Ethiopians, we know a lot of stuff, but we don't speak up. And the assumption in that room is she doesn't know or he doesn't know. But when you see the other people from different cultures, they talk. If you listen, they just talk nonsense sometimes. It doesn't even make sense, but they want to make sure that they are heard and they are known. And sometimes I go to a meeting and you get bored and you don't listen. But when you listen, you will be surprised. Oh, I know much better than this other person. Why didn't I say that? Why didn't I talk about that? Why didn't I add my idea to that one? Because I already know all these things. So don't be shy. Speak up. No, don't speak up for the sake of speaking up, but be prepared when you go to a meeting. Speak up, add value. Just don't sit there for an hour or 2 hours and leave. That is not the way to do it. So it's very important to understand the culture of the company, the culture of this country, and then work accordingly. We're not in Ethiopia. I have counseled a person actually one time in my job, since I'm in an HR, and it was an employee relation issue. She was not working good with her manager. And when I talked to them, she kept on saying, in Israel, this is what we do. In Israel, that's what we do. And I said, okay, hold on, this meeting, we need to stop here. We're not talking about Israel in America. We're talking about the job here. It doesn't matter. You came here willingly from Israel or from Ethiopia, from Pakistan, from wherever. You have to let go of your culture and be an American, learn the American culture, and hold on to the stronghold of your cultures like honesty, ethics, work ethics, respect. We have a lot of it in Ethiopia. All those will take you a long way at work. Do all that and get rid of the others that doesn't help you. Shyness and looking down, things like that, quietness does not help us. Okay, and the next question. Thank you.
Very true. Thank you. The next question is from Adi Solutions. Can you tell us a simple way of setting goals?
Setting goals, smart goals. The goal has to be specific, measurable, and achievable. So don't set lofty goals that you're not gonna reach, but it's called SMART goals. If it is a specific goal, it is measurable, and you always achieve it, it's achievable. That's how a goal should be at work, in life, and everywhere. Because if it is too much, it's overwhelming and you will not work towards it. But if you succeed in a smaller one and you achieve that small one, you can set a higher goal and then more higher goal, and then you will achieve that as you go.
Yeah, go step by step.
Go step by step, yes.
Okay, thank you. There is another question. I think this question is addressed to Katie. Based on Katie's mom's wisdom, what are examples of good troubles to get into?
Who's
Can you
that?
read again? Can you say it? Is it
Based on Katie's mom's wisdom, what are examples of good troubles to get into?
Oh, in the school, yes. For example, when we are in grade school, there are some kids, they hit everyone, they bully everyone, and most of the time the teacher knows them. So what she does, my mom, when she told us, and we also see it, those kids who bully people, or they always make a noise or make laugh, they disturb and make noises in the room. So she make that person, what do you call it, kind of a supervisor of alaka, class. Yeah, I don't know in English what they call them here. So
monitors, class
yes.
monitors.
She makes them that. So if he is the one who make trouble, making laugh or making being noticed, then she turned that energy and their boldness, she changed it to the good. So, and the other example I can give is my own, because I have people and I run branches. I see some people, they are not good in their job, but they are the sunshine of the branch. So even though they are not good in their job, but I like their presence because the branches are live when they're there. But they're troublemaker. They don't make their goal. Maybe they don't come on time, but they have that charisma and the sense of humor. And then they dare. So I change that energy to coach them what they like. So they like laughing, or they making jokes, or they bring video, they bring soccer games. So they're like trouble making in the workplace. But I change that energy to capture clients' attention, and also team. He built a team. So I make those people to sit up front to invite people. They are people person. So good travel, sometimes that's our best behavior, sometimes, but sometimes I might not. But those good behaviors will get you somewhere. Just change it to the best out of it.
Awesome. Abby has raised from Career Ambassador. I will unmute you so you can ask your question.
It's actually not a question. I forgot to say hi, everyone. And I think I have to leave right now. I have to make a birthday card for someone right now.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, there's one more comment that's probably for Adi Solutions question about goal. A goal must be connected with your purpose in life and your passion. Do you have any more things to say about connecting the purpose with life and passion? Martha, do you have anything to say about that?
Absolutely. I mean, we all have passion. We all have life. Of course, the goals have to be related to what we want to do, what we want to achieve, what we have to achieve in life. So the goals that you make at work, in a career place, in a workplace, might be very different from the goals that you put for your life. You know, maybe it's getting married, maybe having children, or other things. The passion work that you do, for instance, you're working, let's say, in a computer field, but your passion is doing something different. So starting that and making goals, 5 years from now, I'm going to leave this job and I'm going to go to my passion, where I want to do maybe photography, or maybe I want to do makeup, or maybe I want to do that. So everything, every passion or every purpose in life, whether life, work, you can have a goal for everything. As I said, don't make it so big so you don't achieve it and don't get frustrated. It's like people in January, people always make goals to lose weight, and they will say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds by March. January comes, after the new year, everybody's at the gym. Guess what? When they don't start losing weight immediately, 1 pound, 2 pounds, they're frustrated already. So by March, they're out of the gym, and they're paying their money, but nobody's there. But if a person says, I'm going to lose 5 pounds by the end of March, it's very achievable. So you can lose half pound a week or 1 pound a week. Sometimes you gain, sometimes you don't. But then you're really going forward to that 5 pound, because 5 pound is realistic and it's achievable. So make your goal smart. Works toward that. Once you achieve that, go to the next one, and to the next level, to the next level. That's my advice.
Well, thank you, Martha. Kitty, do you have something to say, I think, about setting goals? Go ahead.
Yeah, I love what Martha said, and that's I always the way I coach my team. Don't look at the big number, look at the small number. So in life, it's the same thing, because I see myself also now. I learn in a hard way. Setting a goal. It's good to aim higher, or to dream, or to put big goal, but break it down with a timely manner. Let's say, if, like Martha said, if I want to lose 20 pounds in what time frame. So the SMART goal, it make us to break down that will help us to guide us and to have that principle. So for example, some people, they have a job, but outside there is no life, there is no eager for life. And you ask, what do you like doing after work? Oh, I would love to help people, but too much to help. I said, just help one person this year. So then if you help one person, next year will be 2%. You want to decorate your house, or you want to be interior designer, start from your home. So that big goal, make it smaller so it will be tangible, and then we'll have a time. So a SMART goal is very, very life coaching from outside work and for work too. And when I hire people, I always hire a person. I try to see a person beyond that job. I would say, can I coach this person to the second level? Because I want to get the best potential. Because I don't want an employee want to sit in one position. I mean, it's okay, but to get that person, I want to see what's their ambition is. Do they have a goal? Do they set up a SMART goal? If it's not, I want to see. So it's good to break it down and make it small, so it will not be giant and it will be small. So that will bring the SMART setting that help us to guide, to accomplish, and then have some reward for yourself. If you if you set a goal to help one person, take out yourself dinner or lunch. That will motivate you. Okay, I accomplished, let's celebrate. Or make a coffee at home, nice coffee, and then invite the family. Today I want to celebrate because I accomplished 1/3 of my goal. So people will help us too. So that's I want to add.
Excellent. Well, so much wisdom from both of you. I'm sure everyone has gained something to learn today. I did learn a lot. Thank you so much for sharing. Is there any more question? Anybody? We're almost out of time. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you all next Thursday. Please come back and share with others with this information so they can join us on next time. And our meeting is over for today. Thank you
Thank
again.
you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.